Hello, hello, Young and the Restless Daily Recap fans, YNR fans. This is the recap for Tuesday, July the 5th, Tuesday, July 5th, 2022. For the Young and the Restless, nothing to scream and shout about, no real action to me. But then again, it's Tuesday. Elena is getting ready to go for her medical conference in Hawaii, and she's going to be gone a couple of days. And she and Nate, have a passionate goodbye before she has to get on the plane. And then Nate runs into Elena, and he tells Elena that he, wants it like kind of like an update, what's happening. And not Elena, Amani. And Amani's like, oh, I checked. Her contract with Newman Media is pretty ironclad. It's gonna, I don't know if we can get her over here soon, not in your timeline. And Nate's disappointed. And he goes, this is very, very important to me. It's important to me that, Elena gets over here. And that's why I've come to you. I'm depending on you. So she goes, well, when is Elena leaving? As if that has to do with anything, right? And so he goes, oh, she's getting on her plane right now. Well, you know what? I think if we work closely together, you and I put our heads together, we should be able to come up with something. I'm sorry, Amani is the lawyer, right? Amani. Nate can't come up with anything to get Elena out of an ironclad contract. There should be meetings between Amani and Amanda for that. But Nate is so oblivious to the whole thing. So Amani says, oh, Nate went to go get a cup of coffee, and Amani makes a reservation for two, looking at Nate. And she goes over to him and she says, oh, I talked to Sally Spector's assistant, and I got to the lady herself. And I got her to agree to have dinner with us. I think it's tomorrow night. She may have said tonight or tomorrow night. Soap opera land, it'll be tonight on the next episode. And so she goes, so we'll be able to wow her, And so Nate is excited, but he's not even looking at the way Amani is looking at him. He's not even reading what's really happening. And I don't like that where Nate is concerned, because he did enough scheming to get Elena away from Devon, enough longing, enough looks, enough arranging for them to be alone at that clinic a lot. He should know exactly what this looks like and recognize exactly what this is, because he did it. He did it. And part of me knows that he does understand in it. Part of him, I think, is intrigued by it. Yes, he loves Elena, but let's see if that love is enough to keep Nate faithful. I don't know. The verdict is still out to me with Nate and what he will and won't do. So what Amani is not looking at, she's not looking at how her actions are going to long-term affect the relationship with her sister and the relationship with Hamilton, Chancellor Hamilton, or Hamilton Chancellor, Winters Chancellor, Chancellor Winters, whatever the name of the merged company is. She won't be there. If she messes up, and they see how messy she was with this, Lily's going to kick her to the curb, but I honestly think Amanda will beat Lily to it because she's told her. And Nate is absolutely not going to want her after all what she does to try to get him and to try to break up he and Elena. So she's she's in a losing position, and she's doing it all on her own. But quite frankly, her character does not have any longevity, I don't think, with the soap, because there's no real purpose for her. There really isn't. So she's gonna actually get exactly what she deserves in the end. Um, Lily was talking to um, Lily was talking to Amanda, and she was talking to Abby, and she was saying that she has an idea to build this grand hotel. She would really like to buy Phyllis's. And Amanda's like, Phyllis is not going to sell you the Grand Phoenix. She's put way too much heart and soul in it, you know. And Lily says, well, you know, then I could go elsewhere. I could, you know, I will entertain building from the ground up, you know. And guess what they let leak out? And I want your thoughts. She says Devon sold the athletic club. Did I miss an episode where Devon said he was selling the athletic club? I don't ever remember him selling that real estate. I just don't. So if any of you out there remember Devon sold the athletic club, can you let me know about how long ago that was? Because yeah, now that Lily, because if it was pretty recent, it's too bad Lily didn't think ahead or faster, because look, it would have already been in the family company portfolio, right? And they just could have completely revamped the athletic club. But I think that's why they said that, made the statement he sold it, because they do want to either bring in a whole new set, a whole new hotel, or something to go on to where they're going to try to get the Grand Phoenix from Phyllis, or maybe Phyllis will leave that. I don't want to see Phyllis lose that hotel. That is, and she's done very, very well with it. I really would want the Grand Phoenix to stay in Phyllis's hand. Victoria, she's back. She asked Nick to meet her in the hotel room. She asked him there, she gave him a big hug, and she thanked him for being the only one that, after she made her big announcement, I'm leaving the family, that came to her with no strings attached, just out of love for her. And he let her know, I'm here for you, Vic. You know, I may not agree with what you're doing, but you know what? I'm here for you. And she said that meant more to her than he will ever know. But she didn't give up any information as to what she did, why she did what she did. She says she wants to tell the whole family together. So at the end, it shows her in Adam's office. And Adam, of course, is defensive, kind of up in arms, because he sees the handwriting on the wall. And Victoria walks back in all smug. Ugh. Now, Victor was supposed to be there. I didn't see Victor there because Victor had gone to the airport to meet her, but the plane landed early, so he should be on his way to the office. Before she went to the office, she did call Billy, and she told Billy she is back to stay. She's back, and he says, Vic, I just have to know, is Ashlyn Locke with you? Does this mean you've finally gotten rid of him? And she did say yes. Ashlyn and I are no more. And the biggest weight lifted up off of Billy, and he came back to Chancellor Winters, the office, to see Lily. And he told her what he found out, that Victoria dumped him and Victoria's back. And it's like life is going to get back to normal. And Lily is kind of looking at Billy like, you like the fact that it doesn't have to be Ashlyn, it could be anybody. That there is no man in Victoria's life other than you. And he likes to use the fact that we have kids together. So I'm going to always be in her life and always be in her business and always. So Lily the camera just kind of showed her face looking like you're way too invested in this, or you have too big a vested interest in that bit of news. So we'll see where that goes. We can already tell there's going to be, a little bit there, but Victoria told him, I will fill you in on everything, Billy, but a little bit later. I want to tell my family first. So I'm sure we'll have some scenes with Victoria. tomorrow, telling the whole family, and at some point telling Billy if we see it or not. It's really not a big deal if we're privy to it. We know what she's going to say to him. So that was pretty much today's Young and the Restless episode. I do want to talk about, I did have a couple of comments. This is comment time. I love getting some comments. This comment is from Peggy, and Peggy is saying she just does not like the way Victor and Victoria, she's a chip off of the old man's block. She really is. The way they think, and the way she doesn't really like the way he pits his children against each other. You know, Nick tries to stay out, but does he really? Okay. He's going to kick Adam to the curb. We know that. And that's so unfair to Adam by putting, now that she's back and now Adam has to go. So I'm not looking forward to that. And she does believe Chelsea now has her eyes and her attention set on Billy. And then she says Sharon is always all over the place, with Nick. I'm surprised they haven't made Sharon and Nick get back together again. They always do that. Always 100%, but they really haven't made any inklings to that now. And I hope they just leave them as friends, because, they don't need to rehash that again. But you notice we haven't seen one bit of Faith at all. Faith is just not around. And let's see, we've got Annette says she missed the episode of the 4th, and then she talked about she believes, and remember I asked the question. I said, can anybody remember what Harris's mother named Ashlyn's ex-wife's name was? And it finally came to me, like in the middle of the night. My brain was still working on it. Tara Locke was her name. But she believes that Harrison is gonna, in fact, not be Kyle's child. She says that Tara, or Harrison's mother, went upstairs to take her test without Kyle, but that really doesn't make any difference, because her test would only prove that she was Harrison's mother. It's Kyle's test. And I don't remember how Kyle did his DNA test. Did he take it out and have it done separately by a lab? I don't know how. I don't remember how that was done. But we shall see. We shall see. I really do believe that Harrison is Kyle's child, just by the way they brought that whole storyline in out of the blue. But yes, those were the comments for today. Let's see, do I have one more? I think that is it in the way of comments. Yes, that is it. So thank you so much for the comments. Please, please, please send your comments. I love you. I love comments. What did you like about today's show? What didn't you like? Please give a thumbs up to today's daily recap. Subscribe if you have not subscribed to the YouTube channel. Ring the bell for notifications. And please, if you have YNR friends that you love to chat about YNR too, I have a link to my YouTube channel in the description box. Please copy that link and send it to your friends so that they can enjoy the daily recaps and put their comments on the daily recaps as well. So I'll be back tomorrow, July the 6th, 2022, for the next YNR daily recap.